Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that I hate about my Ford Fusion. Now, for those of you who are not aware, we have a giveaway going on the channel right now. So see the description below on how to enter. We are giving away an AKASO EK7000 action camera. So see the description below and hit that subscribe button to be a part of the fun. Now, I think that videos like this are really important because at the end of the day, no car is truly perfect. Now, that said, I have gotten over 78,000 bulletproof miles in this car. I plan to keep it for quite a while longer, and I really truly love it. It is one of the best vehicles that I've ever owned. It's so comfortable, it's so reliable, it's really a lot of fun to drive, and I actually am going to do a video on why I love this car as well, but I also wanted to share some of the maybe more negative aspects with you so you can truly see what this car is like and what the ownership experience is like with a Ford Fusion. Now, like probably a lot of people, I was pretty disappointed and upset to see that Ford is completely exiting the sedan market. You know, I think that they make some incredible vehicles in that space, and you know, at the end of the day, I understand what they're trying to do, and you know, I can make a separate video on some of my thoughts on that, but at the end of the day, I want to make as many Fusion videos as I can because this is probably going to be the last Ford sedan that I own for a while, considering they're not going to be making them anymore. The Ford Fusion that I own is a 2015 model year, and at the time there were 3 trims available. You had the base model S, you had the mid-level SE, and then you had the top-level titanium. Now in 2017, Ford added the Sport and the Platinum trims, which were essentially higher level trims than the titanium, the Platinum being even more focused to luxury and the Sport being more focused to performance with the 2.7 liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6. Like I said before, I've gotten almost 80,000 bulletproof miles out of this car, and I absolutely love it. But that said, without further ado, here is the first thing that I hate about my Ford Fusion, and that is the fact that I have to constantly buy new tires for this car. Now, this is really only applicable to the titanium trim level with the 19-inch rims, and I would imagine that in the Sport and Platinum trim levels, which also have 19-inch rims, it's probably a similar problem. Now, the size of these tires are 235/40 19s, and I think that they look awesome. I love these wheels. I believe Ford calls these the H-spoke 19-inch wheels, and this was a higher level option in the titanium. Titaniums came standard with an 18-inch multi-spoke rim that I didn't like nearly as much. So when I saw the 19s, I knew I had to get a Fusion that had these on it. Now, that said, because of the low profile of the tires, I have had to constantly replace them. This car came with Continental Conti Pro contact tires, and those tires were okay, but I had to replace them at 32,000 miles, and when I did replace them, they were totally dead. I mean, I probably should have replaced them around 26,000, 27,000. I replaced them with these Michelin Primacy MXM4s that lasted a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, I got maybe 35,000 miles out of my second set, and then I ended up buying a third set of the same Michelin Primacy MXM4 tires, and that's what I currently have on them now. Again, at a little over 78,000 miles. Still have plenty of tread left, obviously. I replaced them maybe not even 10,000 miles ago. But you know, it's just something with a tire this size. At the end of the day, you are going to have to constantly replace them. And like I said, the Continentals that came, at least on the 2015 that I had, were really not the best tire. They definitely did not last long. I mean, again, at 26,000, 27,000, they really were starting to not perform well, and I kind of rode them out for an additional 5,000 miles before I finally replaced them. But at the end of the day, if you want to have wheels that look like this, it's just a fact of life. You're going to be replacing tires more frequently than people that have thicker profile tires, smaller rims. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, I wouldn't trade these rims to have longer tire life. I definitely still think it's worth it, but I mean, again, you do spend a decent amount of money on these tires too. I mean, you're easily going to spend $1,000 on a set of tires this size. The initial Michelins that I bought, I paid about $1,200 out the door installed, and then I ended up getting a better deal on them the next time, and I ended up paying about $1,000. But at the end of the day, it's still a decent amount of money for a set of tires. Now, the second thing that I hate about my Ford Fusion is the buttons underneath of the infotainment system here. Now, Ford did eventually get this right, but in the 2013 through, I believe, the 2016 model years, Ford, underneath of the infotainment system, if you had the actual full-size touchscreen with the My Ford Touch system, you didn't get actual physical buttons underneath of the touchscreen. They're kind of these indentations, and they're basically these kind of touch feel buttons that aren't really buttons. They don't actually click. You just press them and you interact with the vehicle that way. Now, the problem with that is that they are not the most responsive, and when you're driving, sometimes it can be a little bit distracting trying to lower the temperature or raise it, and you know, at the end of the day, it was not the best way to go about this, and obviously that's why Ford changed it, at least in the 2017 model year and beyond. They actually have physical buttons here. Now, that said, you can control the climate mostly through one of the small screens in the instrument cluster, and there are a lot of ways to avoid having to use these buttons for every single thing, and there's probably a lot of people that actually don't hate them, and I really don't hate them that much. I mean, I'm used to them, but it's just something that I noticed, and certainly it was not my favorite thing to have in this car. Now, the third thing that I hate about my Ford Fusion is a more personal thing, I guess, and there may be a lot of people that think this is stupid or whatever, and I kind of agree, it is kind of stupid, but nobody, unless maybe you own a Fusion, knows the difference between like a base model S, lower end SE, and a higher end titanium sport or platinum Fusion. So that said, you know, you could be the owner of a Ford Fusion Platinum that is well in excess of $40,000, and somebody thinks it's the same car that somebody else has, which is like a base model S or a low-end SE or something like that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're buying a higher-end Fusion, obviously you don't care. If you really cared, you'd probably take that money and buy like a BMW 320i. You know, or maybe like a base model Audi A4 or something like that. So at the end of the day, you know, one of the benefits really potentially with a car like this is people don't really realize how expensive it is. You know, that can obviously work to your advantage in many situations. But at the same time, you know, it's just kind of, it can be annoying at times that people don't really realize how I guess high end of a car like a titanium or really more so a sport or platinum Fusion is. Now, getting to the fourth thing that I hate about my Ford Fusion, and here's the thing, if you feel the doors in this car, if you feel really all the surfaces and just the way everything's built, everything feels really sturdy, really good, and really feels more expensive, a lot more expensive than what you'd expect if you didn't really know a lot about the latest generation of Ford vehicles. But that said, I feel like there are two places in this car, and really only two places in the entire car, at least that I personally feel, where Ford cheaped out on this car. And the first of those is the hood. This is such a flimsy feeling hood compared to the rest of the vehicle. It's so weird, and you know, if you kind of just move it around and you just open it, it's almost somewhat disappointing sometimes. It just really doesn't feel up to par with the rest of the vehicle. Now, at the end of the day, how often do you have to pop the hood in your Fusion? Hopefully not very often. And the second area where I think Ford cheaped out is in the trunk lid. If you feel this trunk lid and just kind of the way it shuts, it's somewhat disappointing the way it feels compared to what you'd expect based on the rest of the vehicle. Like, the doors in this car feel so nice. And at the end of the day, I don't know about you, I don't want to have to open the hood of my Fusion very often unless I want to open it up and just kind of stare lovingly at my 2-liter turbocharged EcoBoost 4-cylinder. And then the trunk lid, at the end of the day, it's a trunk lid. You know, I don't think it's something to really be that impressed with anyway. So for me, I don't hate the car because of those things. They're just things that, I don't know, could have been better. And the final thing that I might be able to say that I hate about my Ford Fusion is the paddles. Now here's the thing. It's nice that you have some sort of manual functionality in any car, and in this price range, you may be somewhat hard-pressed to find a vehicle that has lightning fast paddles like what you would see in like a high-performance vehicle. So at the end of the day, it's really not that. It's not the responsiveness, even though the responsiveness of the paddles isn't very good. Because the Fusion, and I'm not speaking for the Fusion Sport, it might be a little bit different in that one, although I don't really anticipate it being different. The paddles don't let you really take full control of the transmission because, I mean, obviously a lot of transmissions have safety built into them where, you know, if you're going to redline it, it's gonna upshift, or, you know, if it's not gonna let you lug the engine, it'll downshift for you. That's fine. I think that is okay. But this will, it's weird. If you like downshift, for example, it'll stay in manual mode for a very short period of time, and then all of a sudden it'll just go back into automatic mode. It just doesn't give you very much control over the transmission. So again, that's a very small gripe. At the end of the day, this is not a performance vehicle. So I have my new GoPro Hero 6 Black in super wide right now, so it's an even wider angle than before. And then I also have the low light setting on since we're getting almost dark here, so I'm curious to see what this actually does in terms of quality. Now we downshift into fourth, into third, and it just upshifted. I mean, it just completely canceled manual mode. Now in sport, curious to see what it does here though. So we're in first, we're in sport. It's actually staying in manual mode. Wow, it actually held the gears. So it won't let me downshift in a second, that's okay. All right, so if you put your pedal to the, if you put the pedal like more than halfway down in fifth gear, or in a higher gear in general, it will downshift for you. And again, I mean, these aren't bad things because those do help, obviously, you know, keep it from just straining the engine. You know, if you're trying to like put the pedal to the floor, you know, in a high gear. But see, it downshifted there and it's told me it was still in sixth. Again, just makes decisions for you. So you have a decent amount of control, but at the end of the day, you do not have full control over the transmission. So that's it. Those are 5 things that I guess I can say that I hate about my Ford Fusion. I don't think any of those things is a reason not to buy this car. And it's certainly, I don't have any regrets with it. I freaking love this thing. I think it is such a great car. I am so thrilled with it. Again, it's been absolutely bulletproof reliable, and there are so many awesome things other than reliability that make this car such a great vehicle to own. So thanks again for watching this video. Again, I'm Rob. This is the test drive. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video and this car and what this competes against. Any other thoughts that you have, please leave it in the comment section below. And please hit that subscribe button if you'd like. It does help me make more videos, and it makes you eligible for the giveaways that we have going on. I always want to have a giveaway going on in the channel. So hit that subscribe button to be a part of it, and see the description below, like I said earlier, on the giveaway that we currently have going on, which is an AKASO EK7000 action camera. I'm very excited to give that away. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.